What is up, all of my fellow shapeshifters? My name is Sarah and I'm here to promote my channel FM Perspective. But before we get into that, let's shift our attention to the like button. Now when you find it, just go ahead and drop an elbow on that bad boy. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that too, because you know you will anyways. I'll wait.
Da da dum dum da da dum da 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 bum ba da 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 ba da ba
Okay,
da da.
now that's out of the way. Again, my name is Sarah, and my channel is FM Perspective. Me, my husband, Paris, and my mom, we go and explore cemeteries and haunted locations in search of any paranormal activity or unexplained activity. And sometimes we catch great evidence, and sometimes we don't catch anything at all. But it's always fun, and we always learn something new every step of the way. And we would love you to be there to witness our journey. Thank you, Shape, for featuring me in your video. You're the most amazing man in a hockey mask I have ever met. But everybody, put your seatbelts on because Shape is taking the wheel on this crazy ride.
The female version of my channel, you can't go wrong there. Well, she don't wear a mask, but you know, nobody's perfect. But her link will be in the description. I urge you to go check her channel out. She's got like 50 some subscribers, but she's only been doing it for 2 months, and I think she's gained like 15 subs since I've met her, and I love her videos. She's got one of them contagious personalities, like this guy, right? Right? That's what I thought. I figure what better way to tell scary stories than me and you in the dark, outside, all alone. There's going to be a couple of stories, a few stories in this video, and I'm going to kick it off. There's a story that my uncle told me that has stuck with me for over 30 years. I mean, he told me when I was a kid, and the reason it stands out so much to me is because of a few reasons. It's the only paranormal experience he ever had. He's a Vietnam veteran. For anything to even scare this guy, it would take a lot. I mean, he's, you know, just like a lot of soldiers, he had to do things that he had to, it's either you take a life or your life may get took. So, of course, my uncle's had to kill a few people. I mean, he's seen a lot of action. He's a sharpshooter as well. Very good shot. I seen him tape matches. The matches you strike to make fire. Seen him tape them to a tree and take a rifle and shoot and light the matches. I mean, he's deadly accurate. But anyway, the reason I say that, I'm trying to give you a little background on him because this story is the only paranormal experience that he's ever had. That's why I believe it. And he's, you know, he's a cut to the chase kind of guy, no bullshit. And this is the only paranormal experience he ever told me. So, but anyway, this happened back in the 80s, early 80s. And he said, see, my uncle, ever since he got out of Vietnam, he goes to bed really early, like 6:30, 7 o'clock that evening, and he's up at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, every day. Just to give you a little bit of what I'm talking about. But anyway, he goes to bed that evening, and he wakes up that next morning, it's still dark out. He said that when he woke up, he said the room was cold. Now, to give you a layout of his room, it's like here's the door. The bed's off to the left. It's a pretty good sized room. The headboard is midways on the left hand wall, like centered, where you can walk around all three sides of the bed. And to your immediate left is a dresser. And on that dresser is a huge mirror and vanity, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, he sleeps on the side toward the dresser. So that morning he wakes up, gets about midways down on the bed, sits on the edge of it, facing the dresser. And he said it was really cold. It's kind of dark in the room, but through the doorway there's light coming in from the kitchen and living room area. And he sits up on the bed. You can see decently in the room. It's not real bright, but you can make out most things. And he said he was clearing his eyes. He looks up, looks directly into the mirror. And he's looking in the mirror, and he said, I seen an old woman sitting at the foot of the bed, looking toward that wall, away from me. She was just sitting there, silent. I mean, he said he could have reached and touched her. That's how close she is. I mean, he's me looking in this mirror, and he could have reached and touched her. And he said it absolutely was scary. And I'm thinking, okay, here's a Vietnam veteran. Why would an old woman scare you? You know, why would an old woman scare you? I mean, this is a tough guy we're talking about. And he said, well, he said it wasn't so much the old woman, it was when he looked in the mirror. I mean, she's looking this way, and she slowly turns her head toward him through the mirror now, and smiles. And he said the smile was exaggerated. It was wider than normal. You know, it was like ear to ear. And he said he didn't get no sense of love or joy or any kind of happy emotion. Immediately he got this bad feeling, danger. Something's wrong here, evil. And I couldn't imagine, you know, like an insidious feeling. Like something bad's gonna happen. He said it didn't feel like an old lady to him. It felt like a demon. But anyway, that mirror in his bedroom is covered with a blanket to this very day. And of a morning, he will not look in a mirror. I don't know what he saw in that mirror that day, but whatever it was, it shook him up big time. But that's my uncle's story. I think it's truth. I can't say that he wasn't sleep deprived or half asleep still when he seen whatever he saw, but nonetheless, it's creepy. Now, our next video comes from a FM perspective. Her mother, she's a nurse, and you'll have to listen to this story. It's pretty creepy. But FM perspective will be narrating this story.
Stormy Ghost. Working the night shift in a nursing home is never boring when it comes to paranormal and the unexplainable. I personally have heard distorted conversations, calls for help, ghostly moans, and blood-curdling screams many times. I have seen apparitions, shadow people, and objects moving. I have grown accustomed to it. I expect it, so I don't scare as easily as I used to. For instance, I vividly remember it was a late night, storming. We were hustling and bustling to get everyone evacuated before Hurricane Rita made landfall. Everyone had left or had been evacuated from the building except for me and one resident who needed to be transported by ambulance to the hospital. With the wind howling, the rain pounding on the building, and the lights flickering, I was trying hard not to get spooked. So I moved the resident's bed and equipment to the TV room near the nurse's station, and I turned on the news to get updates on the storm. We sat there about 30 minutes when one of the call lights went off down the hall. I looked at the board to see which resident it was and proceeded to answer the light. I was halfway down the hall when I remembered that all the residents were gone. I froze. Several seconds went by while I got the courage to run in there and check the room and turn off the light. Run in and run out I did. I was half running back to the nurse's station when doors started slamming closed. I did run then and ran to the phone to call the ambulance service to get an estimated time of arrival because I was officially spooked. I sat with the resident until the ambulance arrived. He was unaware of his surroundings, but it made me feel less alone sitting with him. Before the ambulance arrived, the call light went off 4 more times in different rooms. I thought I heard people talking in the dining hall and was hoping I was getting rescued, but when I got there, the voices stopped and no one was there. Early that morning around 5 a.m., 3 corporate managers who were supposed to be staying at the nursing home to make sure all the windows and doors were boarded up last minute showed up unexpectedly at the evacuation location. They said that they couldn't stay there because the call lights were going off. They heard talking and laughter, and they heard what sounded like a party in the building. They never said ghost or haunted, but I knew.
And I got more videos coming your way. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you a ton. Each and every one of you. This is like a personal experience from me to you, and I enjoy doing it. It's kind of like we're sitting around a campfire and it's just me and you, nobody else. And I kind of dig that. I like having that with my subs. But got more videos in the pipeline, and make sure you go check out a couple of channels that I'm FM Perspective, and go check her channel out. Her link will be in the description. Don't forget to hit the like button. I'll see you next time. Share this video with everybody you know. You can comment down below. You know what to do. I'm gonna tell you. Love you guys.